to characterize. Therapeutic spectroscopy is shown far from infrared spectra, and it's very useful spectroscopy. Now we are trying the therapeutic spectroscopy for short-term patterns. The short-term is useful for supposes and short-term laminated reported for psychosis and maintains for informations. And short-term applied is made from the PCPD and CAH and short-term always with other they're using both. And these different methods was calculated because here the short-term appetite going to a axis going longer, and the axis going longer with the short-term configuration. And the direct spectroscopy shows the unit peak from the 0% short-term sample, and the peak going to not showing the absolute shock yet. So the direct spectroscopy is suggested to the powerful tool for characterization of appetite. We are now trying to mention appetite for characterization of the therapeutic spectra. We would like to try a 3D printer system for the appetites. So we are not trying. Thank you for attention.
So thank you for the presentation. So due to the time limited, so just one short question, and then question from the audience.
Okay, no, thank you very much for the new technology. I'm not familiar with near IL, but the big advantage is you can analyze in the aqueous in like cement with water, right?
Yes, we the NIR has the very sensitive for water.
Yeah.
And their solution is very big peak. So for example, FTIR is separated from the free water and the boiling water. So it is very easy to measure. Its advantage, and the measurement time is only for 5 or 4 seconds. So we can detect the rapid reaction, for example, the chemical changes. And we would like to try appetite, but the appetite, non-crystal appetite has many water in there. So we are not trying to separate with machine learning, and yes. So it is not right.
One question. The other question is, you said you see the initial term, you see the water is bonded.
Yes, I'm thinking the.
But what is the actual situation?
Actual situation.
Where do you see that? Like an appetite has not been formed, right?
So sorry.
Appetite is not formed at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, and the water is bonded to what?
Bonded on the surface of the material.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So do you give him a big hand? Yes. And now we can have some 10 minutes left. This time I will prepare for the online presentation. Yeah. So participants can enjoy the coffee, the tea. Thank you. Quân em vào cái Zoom đi rồi không phải báo cáo là như đây cái nói chuẩn bị là Yes, yes, but we use this
Yeah. And
so and then they will share the
yes. And all the presenter is already
they already
Yes, yes.
yes.
And he is a supervisor.
Yeah, I see. Đó là họ dân mình đấy. Bây giờ là ai biết là mà làm những cái ví dụ kéo 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 lên kéo lên kéo lên rồi vào không em biết biết đây biết phải họ sẽ share cái màn hình. Rồi ok rồi. Bây giờ tiếp theo là ai là người báo cáo và cái chương trình.
Đã có rồi. Giờ là
Đây đi cả. Erika Sensei.
Yes.
Erika Sensei. Yes. So are you ready?
Okay.
We cannot hear you. Can you share your screen with us?
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. So we already see the online one. Yeah. Thank you. Can you test your mic? Hello.
your microphone.
Yes.
Is this working?
大沼さん喋れますかちょっと。
はい。
ちょっと待って
聞こえてる
聞こえてるけれども、会場で聞こえてないだけなんで、ちょっと言います。
Cái này có chút một thứ này.
彼女の声聞こえて、私のパソコンからは聞こえてるんです。
Yes.
Yes.
You
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, you use your PC. But just check the mic. So I don't know whether. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me? And
Yes, but yes, how about the speaker?
Speaker for
Speaker, yes.
Use your.
Yes.
The other is how to. Yeah, they can hear, right?
Oh. ちょっと小沼さん。
はい。
The audience can hear. It's
It shows it's stopped the movement.
Yes, and
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, it's good.
it's good, but yes. How about the pen? Yes,
So they can
yes,
show
yes.
the
For my PC, her voice is
Yeah.
very good. But
they can
how
show
about
from
inside the
the Zoom online.
大沼さん喋ってくれる？
はい。
聞こえ
Can you
る？
hear me?
Yes? Okay, yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Yabutsuka sensei.
How about this one? 大沼さんもう一回、one more please.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes. Can you hear that? Yeah.
これでいきましょう。
Yeah. Thank you.
多分川下先生が座長なので、多分うまくくれると思います。違うかな？川下先生じゃないのかな？Who is the chairperson? You? Or 川下先生？You?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, I am supporting the,
The sound.
yes, okay.
Oh, okay.
And 3時から多分始まる。
The thing for us.
川下先生と石川先生はまだコーヒー飲んでる。
After the online presentation, I will be send my very short introduction.
Yeah,
and we
yes,
can
yes.
discuss what in the next action.
Okay, okay. Thank you. オーディオ。スピーカーを、マックスにしてあるんで。どうしたらいいの？こういう感じにしたらわかるのかな？
東の日本語が八王子だったりからエグリー、ブリーチエグリーですからね。
大沼さん3時からでしたっけ？
はい、3時からになるんですが、
オーガナイザーの先生とかにちょっとプッシュします。
はい。3時から。
Okay, K先生、please start.
So we will start with the next presentation from Miss Anita. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we will start the next presentation with Erika Onuma with the title Identification of Protein Absorbed on Surface of Hydrogen Ceramic with an Anisotrophic Structure. Yes, please.
Hi. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I am Erika Onuma from Meiji University, Japan. Today, I would like to talk about identification of protein absorbed on surface of hydrokish apatite ceramics with an entropic structure. Firstly, I would like to introduce the background and main aim in this study. Hydrokish apatite HAP is commonly used as an artificial bone material because of its high biocompatibility and osteoconductivity. HAP belongs to the hexagonal crystal system and has two crystal planes, a positively charged A plane with high exposure of calcium ion and negatively charged C plane with high exposure of phosphate ion and hydroxide ion. Actually, the HAP crystal in cortical bone and tooth enamel have preferred orientation to the A plane and C plane direction. On the other hand, we can synthesize the HAP crystal single crystal particle with specific morphologies, fiber-shaped with a preferred orientation to A plane or spread-shaped with a preferred orientation to C plane. And we evaluated protein absorption ability on the three types of HAP powders using proteomics. Firstly, fiber-shaped HAP, FHAP, absorbed protein, which is advantageous for bone differentiation. Secondly, HAP 100 commercial powders from Taihei chemical industry absorbed protein, which is beneficial for vitamin D metabolism. Finally, plate-shaped HAP, PHAP, absorbed protein, which is advantageous for tissue adhesion. These results show that absorbed protein can be controlled by the orientation of HAP crystal plane. However, in anticipation of application of artificial bone materials, bulk ceramics are considered more useful than powders. In our group, as a ceramics orientation control method, we had developed HAP with a preferred orientation to A plane using fiber-shaped HAP particle via template grain growth method. Resulting ceramics promoted bone differentiation of osteoblast cells. However, its mechanism is still unclear. In ordinary, cells function in vivo affect protein-related cell adhesion, proliferation, and differentiation. So we focus on the works of proteins to elucidate that why an A plane of HAP crystal promote bone differentiation. In this study, we investigate some proteins absorbed on HAP ceramics with a preferred orientation to A plane and evaluated protein absorbed on HAP ceramics effect on cells functions. Next, I will talk about the material method. A-plane oriented HAP ceramics were fabricated following previously reported method. Fiber-shaped HAP particle, here after AF, starting powder of A-plane oriented ceramic HAP ceramics were synthesized using homogeneous precipitation method, and the AF mixed with HAP microcrystal powders. Resulting powder was named AGAF. After that, resulting HAP powder was molded, sintered, pushed, and washed. As a control, ceramics using Taihei Chemical Industries HAP 100 powder were fabricated using same protocol. Because the resulting two types of ceramics, AHAP and IHAP respectively. Next, I will show the result of this material characterization. This figure shows material properties of the two types of resulting ceramics. The left figure shows extrusive pattern of the AHAP and IHAP ceramics. The crystalline phase of the AHAP ceramics kept HAP phase, and the 300 reflection, which corresponded A plane of HAP, were more developed than those of IHAP ceramics. Then, right figure shows microstructure of ceramic surfaces observed by SEM. The two ceramics had few pores and were dense ceramics. These results are agreement with the relative density. And the data potential and contact angle of the resulting ceramic surfaces were both significantly higher for AHAP ceramics, orange color, compared to IHAP ceramics, green color. Next, I will move on to the part of protein absorption on the two types of HAP ceramics. These HAP ceramics were immersed in filter bovine serum, absorbed proteins. After removal of the supernatant, the ceramic surfaces were washed with milky water, and the absorbed proteins were extracted using potassium phosphate buffer. Protein extracts were measured for protein contents by the Bradford method and performed two-dimensional electrophoresis, 2D page, and multi-Thomas mass spectrometry analysis. Moreover, the obtained mass spectrometry data were analyzed by data analysis. This graph shows the result of serum protein absorption experiments. The orange color is AHAP ceramics, and the green color is IHAP ceramics. Amount of absorbed protein per unit area of ceramics was higher for AHAP. This result suggests that the surface properties of AHAP favor protein absorption. This figure shows the resulting 2D page scale. Here, amount of protein in both scales was aligned at about 4 microgram. Protein-derived spots were identified in both scales. The protein spot observed on the scales appeared to more strongly expressed in AHAP than in IHAP. Moreover, the protein spot in the AHAP scales were more on the acidic side than those of in the IHAP gas. From the resulting gas, protein-derived spots were cut out, and when these were analyzed by mass spectrometry, 37 proteins were identified in AHAP and 12 proteins in IHAP. This chart shows the protein absorbed on the well plate classified by function. The types of protein absorbed on the well plate were identified as many and many, so were the no bias toward any particular cellular function. On the other hand, proteins absorbed on AHAP have many functions that affect cell metabolism and cell growth. In addition, proteins absorbed on IHAP were not statistically significant compared to protein absorbed on the plate. In particular, some of proteins acting on cell metabolism and cell processes absorbed on AHAP were found to contribute to the bond formation. This result may explain high ability to promote bond differentiation of AHAP. Conclusion. The aim of this study in understanding the effect of protein absorbed on the A-plane of HAP crystals on cell function. We were able to investigate cause of HAP's a high ability to promote bond differentiation by 2D phase and mass spectrometry analysis. These findings may be useful in understanding the anisotropic structure of HAP in human hard tissues. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any question or comment from the audience? I just would like to have one question. What is the benefits of an hydroxyapatite and isotropic structure?
Okay.
Yes, what is the advantage of an isotropic hydroxyapatite?
Okay. You means why A-plane orientation works on cellular function? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It is difficult question because we have not studying this this but we sorry, we have already examined A-plane ceramics using A-plane ceramics on sorry, we have sorry, sorry, I can't explain well, sorry.
Don't worry. So, so any question? Yes.
Can you hear me?
Please get here. Yeah, this is the microphone also.
Can you hear me? My name is Kawashita. So nice to meet you. So, Onuma-san. So, I'm always interested in your research. So, I would like to know about the repeatability of your experiment. So, how many, number of the species subjected to the protein, absorption test. I want to know, so every time, same proteins would be absorbed on the appetite or oriented appetite.
Okay. Same. Oh.
So you showed some specific protein in your slide, right?
Yes.
I want to know, so every time, same, so of course, on the number, including the number of the proteins. So what's so an error bar, something like that.
Okay. It is so difficult question, but sorry, I just Japanese. But this figure shows the amount of protein absorption over time. As a result, protein absorption and dissolution are contrary taking place, but are generally considered in vivo equilibrium. And this And this result is for this experiment performed 4 times, and this number is average number. Okay.
So I want to know that specific protein has a very important role in the osteoconduction.
Yes.
Similar to you, so we are interested in a specific protein absorption to induce osteoconduction of hard appetite. So therefore, in your experiment, so I want I expect you so that to find out the specific protein to enhance the osteoconductivity. So that is why I ask you about that. Always same protein would be observed on your sample or not. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So now we move to the next speaker from the Germany.
Thank you very much. And now we move to the next speaker, in Windows.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start sharing my slides now. Can you see my slides? So can I start now? I will start now. So good afternoon, everyone. So I am Martin Kendosa from the Tokyo Institute of Technology. And unfortunately, I cannot join in person in Vietnam, but I'm still happy to be able to have the online presentation. So today I will be presenting my study entitled Co-Substitution of Bismuth and Europium in Strontium apatite nanocrystals for cancer diagnostic applications. So to start, I will just briefly introduce myself. So I am Martin Kendosa. I am currently a second-year PhD student in Tokyo Institute of Technology under the Department of Material Science and Engineering. But I am originally from the Philippines, and I obtained my bachelor's degree in materials engineering from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, around 2019. And since my bachelor, my research interest is mainly around biomaterials. So I focus on tissue regeneration, now cancer nanomedicine, and aside from some experimental works, I am also applying DFT and molecular dynamics calculations in my research. So in Tokyo Tech, I am a part of the Ikoma Anraku laboratory. So I am being supervised by Professor Toshiyuki Ikoma that maybe some of you already knew. And the main research team of our laboratory is that we have the combinatorial development of inorganic and organic-based medical devices and materials. And for my case, I mainly focus on the inorganics and in cancer nanomedicine application. So now I will now introduce my research. So my research involves cancer diagnostics, which is the integration of the therapeutic and diagnostic capabilities into a single system to treat cancer. And through this integrated system, we have the following advantages. So it can improve disease management and precision, it can shorten diagnosis and treatment time, and it can reduce treatment costs. So because of this, cancer diagnostic have a very good potential. And for cancer diagnostic to be made possible, we can use nanotechnology. So by intersecting with nanotechnology, we can create nanomedicine that have both a cancer therapeutic function. However, a problem with nanomaterial is that they have sometimes inherent cytotoxicity and not ideal biodistribution in our body. So the goal now is to find a biocompatible host material or host lattice that have both the therapeutic and diagnostic capabilities. Because it is important that this nanomedicine be biocompatible for healthy cells. It will only result to cytotoxicity when it is with the cancer cells. So one ideal candidate material for this is apatite crystals, which is known for having a good biocompatibility for healthy cells. And what makes HAP or apatite very interesting is that it has a very flexible structure that allows it to be amenable with ion substitution. And these foreign ions that we dope into the HAP lattice can impart it with unique and improved properties of functionalities. So through doping or substitution, we can make a hydroxyapatite with a theranostic function.
Excuse me,
So-
Martinson. Excuse me, Martinson. Sorry, we reconnect the Wi-Fi in the venue, so please stop the presentation, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Martinson, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, for
Okay.
convenience, so please restart your presentation.
Okay, so I'll start from the beginning.
Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Please restart.
Okay, I'll start from the beginning. So again, yeah, I think you already know my name. I am Martin Quindosa from the Tokyo Institute of Technology, and I will be introducing my research or my study entitled co-substitution of bismuth and europium in strontium apatite nanocrystals for theranostic applications. So I will just briefly introduce myself again. So I am Martin Quindosa, a second-year PhD student under the Material Science and Engineering Department of Tokyo Institute of Technology. But originally, I am from the Philippines, and I obtained my bachelor's degree from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, around 2019. And my research interest is mainly on biomaterials, and I've been working on tissue regeneration, now cancer nanomedicine, and aside from some experimental work, I have been applying DFT and molecular dynamic calculations in my research.
I'm sorry, Windows. Can you continue where you stopped before?
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay,
Yes,
because I
yes,
thought like
yes,
you're
from
starting.
here, okay?
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
from here. Okay, I got it. So yeah, as I mentioned, sorry, as I mentioned earlier, we have to substitute the bismuth and europium in apatite to have a cancer diagnostic application. So for specifically, yeah, I use bismuth because bismuth can act as a radiosensitizer material. So from its interaction with the radiation, it can form reactive oxygen species or ROS that can kill the cancer cells. And for the fluorescence, we can dope with europium, which can act as an optical contrast agent. So through its luminescence, we can light up the cells and detect the cancer cells. So we can see here that the radiosensitization and also the luminescent is dependent on the amount of europium and bismuth in our apatite lattice. So given this, we need a synergy of balance of the therapeutic and diagnostic capabilities when we have the cancer diagnostic application. So mainly the bismuth and europium must have a high doping efficiency or substitution efficiency in the apatite. So in my previous research, I already be able to synthesize the bismuth europium in hydroxyapatite. But we can see here that the bismuth efficiency is very low, only around 40%. So that remains a problem because the bismuth radiosensitization property is becoming very low and it is not very helpful. So now our idea is to try to solve this bismuth substitution problem. And mainly the cause of the substitution problem is that bismuth, although it has the same ionic radius as calcium, have a stereoactive lone pair that occupies a large space in our apatite lattice. And this makes the substitution much more difficult. So what we need is a bigger lattice than hydroxyapatite that can accommodate the bismuth in high amount. So my hypothesis is to increase the substitution efficiency by enlarging the host lattice. And we can enlarge hydroxyapatite or HOP lattice by changing completely the calcium in hydroxyapatite to strontium or to barium. So the goal now is to synthesize the BIEU theranostic apatite using a much more larger lattice. So here are the objectives of my research. So first, I evaluate my hypothesis through first principle simulation. Then I prepare the BIEU substituted apatite nanocrystal, check its efficiency in substitution, and evaluate its radiosensitization properties. So here is my first principle simulation. So here I use the density functional theory, specifically the CASTEP code using the Biovia Material Studio. And I employ the simulation of the bismuth substitution. But I have two important assumptions. I only have one bismuth, and it is in the M2 site or in the screw axis site per unit cell. And since bismuth have a charge of 3 plus, and calcium, strontium, and barium have a +2 charge, we have to have a charge compensation of OH to O. And here's the result of the optimized lattice. And what we can see here is the defect energy, how much energy it takes to substitute the bismuth. So here we can see that the bismuth substitution requires less energy in larger ions because we can see that the barium and strontium have less defect energy. This is because the bismuth, since it's in a larger lattice, it induces less distortion. So this means that maybe strontium and barium apatite might be a better host compared to hydroxyapatite for bismuth, thus validating my hypothesis. So now we move on to the experimental work. So I synthesize the nanocrystals using hydrothermal method. So here, the hydrothermal treatment is by mixing the precursor and then heating them at 120 degrees for 20 hours. And I was able to synthesize of course, the hydroxyapatite and the strontium apatite. However, the barium apatite was a little unsuccessful because a single apatite phase cannot be obtained. So because of this, I mainly focus on the strontium apatite. So here's the XRD result. So we can see here that from the XRT that a single apatite phase was formed. And we see that even with the addition of bismuth and europium, the XRD still showed the hydroxyapatite phase, which means that the BI and EU were successfully substituted into the hydroxyapatite and strontium apatite. And we can see here from the unit cell volume calculation that and crystallinity calculation that strontium apatite have a larger volume and crystallinity, which is related to its larger ionic radius and electronegativity in comparison with calcium. Then I did the chemical state analysis using FTIR, and we can see here that the FTIR supports the XRD regarding the formation of the apatite phase. And we see here that the strontium apatite may have a smaller OH peak compared to the HAP, which is due to its larger strontium apatite lattice. And since the strontium apatite lattice is larger, the effects of the OH is less, so that the FTIR peak for OH is lower. Then I checked the efficiency by using ICP-OES analysis to find the following chemical composition. And we can see here that comparing the BIEU HOP from the BIEU strontium apatite, the BIEU strontium apatite have a larger bismuth incorporation. So this means that the substitution efficiency in the strontium apatite lattice is larger for hydroxyapatite, which is due to its larger lattice size. So it means more bismuth are being incorporated. So this agrees well with my calculation results and also with my hypothesis. So next, I checked the nanocrystal morphology, and we can see here from the morphology that the strontium apatite and hydroxyapatite have a different the shape. So for the apatite, it is rounded, but for strontium apatite, we have the needle-like crystal shape. And this is probably caused due to the difference in the electronegativity of the strontium and the calcium. And another important observation is that the strontium apatite and hydroxyapatite induces aggregation tendency. The next is I evaluate the fluorescence capability using photoluminescence spectra measurement. And we can see that the EU is substituted into the sample, and it exhibited the europium luminescence. So this means that the BIEU HAP samples and BIEU strontium apatite samples can be used for fluorescence bioimaging. And from the PL, we can actually know what site the europium is currently placed. So we can see from the 5D07F0 transition that the peak for the M1 site is high for strontium apatite, and for hydroxyapatite, both M1 and M2 peak exist. So this means that for hydroxyapatite, the europium is in both M1 and M2 site, but for strontium apatite, the EU is only on the M1 site, which is possibly due to the BI completely occupying the M2 site. Next is we evaluate the cytotoxicity or the therapeutic capability using cell cytotoxicity measurement. So I incubated first the nanocrystals without the gamma ray, just to check if it is biocompatible with healthy cells. So I incubated it in the 48 hours, and we can see that all samples have negligible cytotoxicity with cell viability greater than 80%. So this means that without the radiation, the nanocrystal do not kill the cells. So if they travel all around our body, they will not kill the cells. Then we try to check its therapeutic capability by adding the gamma ray radiation or by checking with its radio sensitizing ability. And what we can see here is that the upon gamma ray radiation of around 5 GY and incubating in total of 48 hours, we see here the cell death percentage. So rather than showing the cell viability, I'll be showing the cell death percent. And we can see that all samples containing bismuth exhibited radiosensitizing ability because its cell death percentage is significantly greater than the gamma ray radiation only sample. And we see that the cell death percentage and therefore the radiosensitizing ability increases with the BI content because BIEU strontium apatite have a larger bismuth content. It has the largest cell death percentage and therefore the largest radiosensitizing ability. So in the end, we can say that the bismuth europium strontium apatite exhibited the largest or highest cell death percent across concentration due to its high BI content, therefore successfully solving our problem of the low BI substitution efficiency. So given all of this result, I have the following conclusion. So my hypothesis of larger crystal, higher BI substitution efficiency was validated using first principle simulation. And then the BI and EU were both successfully substituted into the HAP and the strontium apatite lattice. And the substitution efficiency is higher for strontium apatite. And the nanocrystals with BI exhibited the radiosensitizing ability upon gamma ray irradiation, with the bismuth europium strontium apatite exhibiting the highest radiosensitizing ability. So with this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. And yeah, since I cannot be there personally, you may also contact me using my following email. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So any question or comment from the audience? Yes, yeah, we come here.
Thank you for nice presentation. I'm interested in your DFT study. And what was condition? It was the supercell condition or the periodic condition, or the one, did you calculate one cell or?
Ah, okay. Thank you for your question. That's a really nice question. So I use like the periodic cell. So I use the CASTEP, and CASTEP code uses the 1 unit cell only. So I uses only 1 unit cell, but it involves periodicity. So I only make 1 unit cell structure, but the CASTEP code uh put the periodicity function. So it kind of solves the calculation with the periodicity, even though I only have 1 unit cell.
Okay, thank you. And did you measure the calculated from XRD data, and did you compare these data?
Ah, yeah.
Did you check it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Unfortunately, that is actually my goal. Our goal is to try to compare the atomic coordinate of the DFT and also from the XRD using from the Rietveld analysis. However, if you check my XRD peaks or my XRD plot, the crystallinity is not so good.
Yes, yes, yes.
So because the crystallinity is not so good, we cannot make a good fit from the Rietveld analysis. So we cannot get a very good atomic coordinates experimentally. That's why we kind of ended up not checking the comparing the atomic coordinates from the DFT and from the XRD.
Yes. I think it these are the nanocrystal of apatites. Is that right? And
Yes.
it is effective for the cancer, and the dissolution rate is very high than the synthesized high temperature one, I think.
Yes.
So it is difficult to compare from the DFT data and your experimental data.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Uh,
yes, the difficulty is because I formed the nanocrystal in 120 degrees Celsius, not in a high temperature. So the data that I can get from experimental is not as much as what I need for the DFT.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So due to time limit, yes.
So due to the time limits, we would like to move to the next presenter,
Okay.
Yu from Meiji University.
Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Thank you. And can you see my screen now?
Yes. The appetite coated titanium implant loaded with basis ferrous factor.
Thank you for your introduction. My name is Xinyu Shi, a master student from Meiji University, Japan. And today I would like to perform my presentation by the title of Development of Antibacterial Appetite Coated Titanium Implant Loaded with Basic Fibroblast Growth Factor. And first of all, as a research background, the use of implants to treat missing teeth is widespread in the field of oral surgery. However, peri-implant teeth has become an issue. And the cause of this problem lies in titanium, the base material of implants. And as a biomaterial, titanium has excellent mechanical properties and biocompatibility. But its disadvantages, however, such as lack of antibacterial properties and low soft tissue connectivity, make it difficult to bond stably to the alveolar bone at the site of attachment. In addition, such disadvantages occur because implants do not have periodontal ligament, unlike healthy teeth, so they have poor bonding with gingival tissues, which makes it very easy for bacteria to invade. And as bacteria accumulate on the implant surface, this process leads to the formation of biofilm, which causes resistance to antibiotics, and eventually becomes more severe with inflammation extending to the bone, supporting the implant. And towards such problems, the development of silver-coated implants to prevent implant-related infections has been conducted in previous study. And hydroxyapatite, which has high biocompatibility and osteoconductive capacity, and silver ions, which have broad antibacterial activity, are used. Since silver's antibacterial activity is exerted in vivo only in the ionic state, silver ions must be stably bound to the surface of the implant. So, a process has been developed to immobilize silver ions on titanium via inositol phosphate, IP6. And IP6 is an organophosphate compound that is highly safe and has strong metal chelating ability. So we have developed infection-resistant apatite-coated titanium by mobilizing silver ions onto implants. And the ultimate goal of this study is to fabricate implants with not only infection resistance to deal with the problem of bacterial infection, but also soft tissue bonding property to deal with the problem of bacterial invasion, and to evaluate their material and biological properties. And to improve soft tissue connectivity, this study focused on basic fibroblast growth factor. It is a growth factor that promotes wound healing, and tissue repair, and angiogenesis. It also promotes the proliferation and the differentiation of fibroblasts, which play an important role in the bonding of implants and soft tissue. By loading BFGF on the surface of HAP-coated titanium prepared based on our previous study, we will prepare BFGF-loaded HAP-coated titanium and conduct its material evaluation. And this is the outline of today's presentation. We now turn to the experimental method. The titanium with a diameter of 15 millimeters and a height of 2 millimeters was prepared by ultrasonically cleaning, immersing it in a surface treatment solution for 24 hours while heated to 200 degrees. And then immersing it in a simulated body fluid for 7 days after further modification of IP6 and 7-nitrate solution by immersion. HAP-coated titanium was prepared, and the crystal phase of HAP-coated titanium is shown here. And the results of the surface morphology observation by SEM are shown here, and we confirmed the presence of particles on the surface of titanium after hydroxyapatite coating. And on the other hand, no significant change in surface morphology was observed after modification of IP6 or immobilization of silver ions. Next, silver ion elution tests were conducted. The samples were immersed in HEPAS and acetate buffer solution, respectively, to simulate the in vivo environment and the in vivo environment at the time of infection. And the solution was collected after a certain time. And the results showed that more silver ions are eluted under acidic conditions compared with neutral condition, which shows that more silver ions will be released due to the pH change during infection. And the concentration of silver ions released is higher than its minimum inhibitory concentration. So the antibacterial effect of HAP-coated titanium can be expected to prevent infections. Next, a method of BFGF loading. As a method of BFGF loading, we first prepared a 200 ppm BFGF solution and dropped 250 microliters onto the surface of HAP-coated titanium. The solution was allowed to stand overnight for deposition and air dried for 1 day after the remaining solution was collected, and then washed to prepare to produce BFGF-loaded HAP-coated titanium. And some images showed a change has shown a change in surface morphology, which is believed to be due to BFGF loading. And electrophoresis was performed to confirm the loading of BFGF. The sample was immersed in 100 microliters of 1 mass% SDS for 30 minutes, and the BFGF was removed by scratching with a pipette tip to collect the extract. And electrophoresis was performed with this extracted solution and the prepared 200 ppm BFGF solution. And lane was observed for each of the two solutions, and only one band was identified at about 17.4 kilodalton from both lanes. The blue lane measured 200 ppm BFGF solution, so we knew this band was due to BFGF. And the green lane has a band at the same location, indicating the presence of BFGF in the extract solution, confirming that BFGF is loaded on the titanium surface. And next, the amount of BFGF loaded was measured. Samples was immersed in 250 microliters of tris buffer, and after 30 minutes, the titanium surface was scratched using a pipette tip. BFGF was removed and collected as an extract solution. The absorbance was measured by the Bradford method, together with extract solution and the residual solution collected during the loading process. And as the graph shows, about 40 micrograms of BFGF was detected in the extract solution. And since the amount of BFGF prepared was 50 micrograms, it is considered that the BFGF's loading efficiency is approximately 80%. And the amount of BFGF that was not loaded and remained in the residual solution was about 7 micrograms. And next, to confirm the antibacterial effect we conducted the blocking circle method. And this is the culture condition of Staphylococcus aureus and Escherichia coli. And after setting the sample on agar medium, the prepared bacterial solution was mixed with LB agar medium and poured onto the sample. The samples were observed after the incubation at 37 degrees for 24 hours. And blocking circles were observed from AG-HAP-coated titanium implant and AG-HAP-coated titanium implants loaded with BFGF. And confirmed, so these two samples have inhibited the growth of the two types of bacteria and confirmed that the antibacterial effect against gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. This indicates that the antibacterial activity of AG-HAP-coated titanium was not affected by BFGF loading. And at last, in this study, we evaluated the material and antibacterial properties of BFGF-loaded AG-HAP-coated titanium. And in conclusion, such results show that the preparation of AG-HAP-coated titanium loaded with BFGF has been succeeded. It has the effect of promoting fibroblast adhesion and proliferation, and is expected to have antibacterial effects on endemic oral bacteria. And finally, thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. So any question or exchange the idea discussion? Yes, Professor.
Thank you very much. So, and I'm Kawashita from TMDU. Thank you very much for a very interesting talk. So, and could you show me again the release profile of silver, your material from you? So this means that so your material can release so rapidly silver ion into the body environment, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, and such a rapid release, and I'm afraid that so in a cytotoxicity of your material. So therefore, I think that so in control release would be needed for your material. How do you think about that?
Yes, thank you for your question. And this is actually a question, problem need to be solved in my study. And actually, currently, well, in my study, the question of the problem of the control of the release of silver ions is not considered. Is not the salvation is not considered in my current study. So it could be a future work to such as adding other metal ions into the samples, but at current stage, the the only way to control the silver ions to not release all from the samples is the pH change that I showed here. So, well, if there is the steady, if there is a steady condition in our mouth, there won't be the silver ions won't be released all from the titanium implant. But if once there is an infection and the pH condition in our mouth has changed, it would well release all. And so as I said, currently I have no solution for this problem.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Dr. Phong here is our dentist from the UNP, so he can have some discussion with the speaker. You can sit here. Actually, he also studied in the Tokyo Medical Dental Science. That's the one that I want to introduce to Professor. Yeah.
Yes. Hello. Thank you very much for your presentation. Actually, I'm a dentist, so I'm very enriched with your research. I just like comment because with the implant we not only worry about the soft tissue, but the most important thing is related to the bone. So do you any data about with the with this coating affect to the bone regeneration? Do you have any research about this?
Oh, thank you for the question. Currently, well, I am collecting results of the affection for my samples to the cell adhesion and proliferation. But as for your question, to the affection to the bone regeneration, well, I'm sorry, in current stage I have not researched. I have not get so far in my study now.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Yuwin. So now this is the end of the online presentation. Thank you all from the participants from Japan.
Thank you very much.
Now actually we move to the last session for discussion, but before this I just would like to show you some basic research at my research team. And also if you have any comment or discussion about the development of the future of biomaterial in Vietnam, so please give me some comment or advice. And here we also have some the dentists from the University of Medical and Pharmacy. We have so from the Kim Dental. Morning we have some from the hospital. They come here, so I can touch not on your advice and we discuss how to develop the biomaterial science in Vietnam. Yeah, but at first we like to show my basic in OECD. That's in beauty.
Yes.
So this is very short, not 30 minutes yet, maybe around 10 or 15 minutes one about the conceptual phase and visualization at the ABC20. And for ABC2023, I already know very well about ABC20 because he also support me under the AUCNet project for the JICA. And now the AUCNet project, they move to the phase 4. And we also can continue the AUCNet project with the university and industry linkage together. For example, we can have some company from the Vĩnh Hằng fish collagen. Yeah, he also from the medical industry. Yeah. And we go to develop something for our material, but I still don't know what is something because because we are, I mean, that's compared with Japan, our GDP is not really high. Just $4,000 or $5,000 per year per head count. Compared with Japan, around $40,000. So not easy to do so many really advanced material like semiconductor or biomaterial. We just base it on the traditional material like the cement, like the steel, like the polymer, like sorry, this is not good. I don't know, but I try to fit as large as possible. Like the steel, like the mineral one. And actually now we sell the raw material to Japan, to Taiwan, to Korea, and we import the advanced material. This means that we need to do something. For my responsibility as the researcher, I need to do something to enrich the added value of the blockchain here. And this is Ho Chi Minh City. You already come to visit. For those who just come or long time visitor like Sigma Sensei. Yeah. And it's really hot. It's really hot now. Even now, in the end of the year, but it's still very hot now. Yeah. And my university, we are the public university, and we got the subsidy from the government to do the mission research. And top university in technology, and this is the campus. And actually, my background is from the chemical engineering, and after my PhD study in Japan, I work in the material technology and also on the traditional material, the biomaterial. And this is the C4 building, the Faculty of Material Technology. And this is my history on the undergraduate and master degree and doctor degree in biomaterial. And the research of biomaterial, we work on the hydroxyapatite, the calcium phosphate-based material, the skin wrap, the collagen magic, like with the Vĩnh antibacterial coating using the silver substitute. And now I had a project with the kidney stone analysis with the funding from Department of Health. Yeah. And some traditional ceramic material that they sponsor for my research. So I need to do parallel research, the interesting research like biomaterial and the in-need research from industry because it's easy to get the research fund. Some research field on the cement and the bauxite glass, JE, acid glass, Yuki Vietnam. Yuki Vietnam, they do the casting on the hip and then the portlet. And I think this is a very good chance for the student also, some research collaboration together. And the JIC, they make the calcium silicate in the metal river from the dry hot art to make the thermal insulator. Yeah, and very first on the porous calcium phosphate cement, the certification that at least during my PhD with the Ishikawa Sensei. And let me go very fast one for the gold standard. I think that you maybe know about this. For hydroxyapatite, and this morning, Ishikawa said that they are not really good one, and we can relay by the Japanese apatite one. Yeah, yeah. And after this, we don't need to do the citrine one, and okay, this is good. Yes, and it goes up, and then I can do some. Yes, yes. Yes, basically, and we can do during my study, we make the fully interconnected macropolar structure using the alpha TCP and beta TCP granule to set together. And after this one, when we back to Vietnam, we continue to do something hydroxyapatite or Japanese apatite from the animal bone, especially in the fish bone or bovine bone or the pork bone. Because I just learned that I need to do something that we have the trunk bone. So for the natural resource, this is the trunk bone of the Vietnam. So the fish bone or chicken bone, this is the good one to convert from the bone to the hydroxyapatite. Yeah, and I learned that we can have many things, and this is abundant in Vietnam, from the cow, from the eggs, from the cell, medicine to get the hydroxyapatite bone, and then the calcium salt that I forgot from the Vĩnh collagen fish one, and very simple one. We with the fish bone, we mix together with the hydrothermal treatment using the sodium hydroxide, and then we do the calcite. Concentration at different temperature, we see that how it's affected on the hydroxyapatite. Yeah, And we see that this is treatment with sodium hydroxide at the room temperature, and then treatment with hydroxyapatite by the hydrothermal treatment, and followed by the calcination. And this is the thermal analysis of the fishbone, and we select the concentration of around 900 degrees Celsius. And basic one with the SID analysis, and we can see that we can get the appetite. It is the preliminary study. We can get the appetite from the fishbone, and we got some discussion with Hoàng Collegian that how we can further do the medical application of the fishbone. And the next project we do on the self-study. We don't have really advanced self-study like in Japan. We had the IDSC, and then this is I am do the collaboration with the University of Temsel, and they help me to do this kind of research. So my lab, we don't have this kind of facility. Actually, we also don't have the animal study because we are more focused on the engineering and technology. Yes, please. And the synthesis hydroxyapatite in Vietnam, the cost is also very expensive, and we try to repeat it in Vietnam, right, with the starting material is localized. Yes, please. Next. And by very simple chemical reaction between calcium hydroxide and ammonium phosphate, we can get the hydroxyapatite using the hydrothermal treatment. And what I learned from Japan is I try to buy hydrothermal as much as possible. And now I have around 10 sets of hydrothermal with different kind of volume. So it's very easy for the student to repeat the experiment. Yes, please. Yes. Yeah, and we can see that this is the hydroxyapatite we should so the scale around below 100 nanometer, and this is the commercialized one. So after this, we do on the self study. Yes, please. And this is we use the DM5M, and then we inject it to the inlet 96 well using the IDS cell. And then we do the seeding with the different hydroxyapatite concentration such as 0.5, 1, 2, 4, 8 milligram per liter. And then we see the cell viability. So please next. And we see that the commercial one, and you see from the research group, became in background, it means that the shock the net vitamin but as a beauty. Yeah. And we see that we use the CD34 the biomarker, and after 30 say we can see that the cell, yes, let's do it. Yeah. Yeah, if they had a movie, so yes, yes. It's work. Let's go to movie. Okay. Đây là này là Yes. So this is automatic sampling, and this is very expensive. I asked my friend from the Temsel lab that helped me to do this kind of research. And after they do the cell culture, this one they can also do the cell counting. So instead of we need to do this, so the machine help us to do it. So it seems that I need to study the machine to help us to do. But this is maybe the children, they don't have the skill. Yes, and then this is the final result come. Okay, next please. So we can see that, no, reverse slide. Yes, this one. Yeah. So this is animation, yeah. So, yeah, please zoom in, yes. So we can see that within the first 24 hours on the cell proliferation is almost the same. But after 24 hours, we can see that different of the cell proliferation. So this is the control group. And the most important is we see that there is no significant difference between the hydrogen beta that we synthesize in our lab and also compare with the commercialized product that hydrogen beta. Yeah, so it gives me more confidence on the research. At first, we are just worried that our lab not enough linen for the biomaterial preparation. But after we do the hydrothermal treatment, after we do the calcination, we do the cell study, we see that there no difference in the cell proliferation. Yes, please. Yeah. So in general conclusion, we can fabricate the calcium phosphate material using very simple starting and cheap starting material in the large scale. And we use the hydrothermal and precipitation method with the large scale. And we can use the calcium phosphate source from the fish bone, provide bone that's available, abundant in Vietnam to reduce the manufacture cost. Yes. And this is that the current project I did with the Department of Health, University Department of Health is kidney stone analysis. So what in material we can involve, we can contribute to the biomaterial in the Vietnam context. So when I talk with the urology doctor, they did very good on the kidney operation, but they do nothing. They don't know anything about the material consideration. They don't know what is the kidney stone. So that's why I work together with them. So next, yeah. So everything here, people know about the kidney bladder and kidney stone, and Vietnam is on the health of the kidney. And we have a lot of patients, but the medical doctor, they don't know what they should do. And they are to both kind of the kidney stone, the two by the shifting, the calcium, and also the uric acid. Yeah, this is, they also learn the same thing with me, but they don't know about the material consideration. And we see that Vietnam here, we are on the belt of the kidney stone.